Good evening and welcome to Game Time on YurView. Tonight's high school game of the week comes to you from Peoria. The Centennial Coyotes host the Bishop Gorman Gaels of Las Vegas, Nevada in one of the biggest games in the country this evening. Hello everybody, Chris Harris here along with former Super Bowl champion and Dallas Cowboy Dale Hellstray. And Dale, for the second straight week, a big-time Arizona-Nevada matchup. Now coming into the season, Bishop Gorman was ranked number 11 in the country, but last week they got drubbed by the number 2 team in the country, Mater Dei from Southern California by a score of 42-0. The first time the Gaels have been shut out since 2006. Now Centennial, they're coming off a bye week after their season opening victory against Castile.
Should be a fun game. Obviously, you're talking about two nationally known programs. Don't know how good it bodes for this Centennial football team after you saw the beating last week. You talk about the coach, head coach Kenny Sanchez. He was a former defensive coordinator there at Bishop Gorman, defensive back coach. He is going to get this team on track. Told us this week, you see the record there. Bishop Gorman is not used to losing football games like they did last week.
Yeah, Bishop Gorman, they've won 9 straight state titles, won 3 straight national championships from 2014 through 2016. Defensively for the Gaels, senior cornerback Caillou Kelly is a terrific talent. He was a second-team All-State selection last season and is committed to play his college ball at Stanford.
Yeah, he's the number 3 ranked player in Nevada, the class of 2019. Look for him to have his handprints and footprints all over this football game tonight.
All right, well, you can't tell the West Side story of Arizona football without talking about Centennial. In the last 13 years, the Coyotes have won 6 state titles, 3 in the last 4 years, and their head coach, Richard Taylor, he's not afraid to take on some big-time national powers. 2 years ago, it was Long Beach Poly. Last year, St. Thomas Aquinas, and here tonight, it's Bishop Gorman.
He's the only coach this team has ever had. You see the record there. It's absolutely astounding. The thing that bothers me the most is we come out here year after year, the guy doesn't look like he ages, even though he's played in state championships and big games each and every year. Cool as a cucumber.
Offensively for Centennial, Tawi Walker will lead the ground game. Now, to make things interesting, the senior running back actually transferred to Centennial from Mojave High School in Las Vegas, so you know he's going to be pumped up to face off against the Gaels.
Obviously, he knows a lot of these Bishop Gorman players. They know him, had a huge year last year in Nevada. He is going to have a big night because Centennial has to be able to run the football to have a chance to win this football game.
All right, when we come back, we'll have the keys to tonight's game between the Centennial Coyotes and the Bishop Gorman Gaels. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
Game Time high school football coverage on YurView is sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop Timeout. Your cup, your rules. Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. And by Smash Burger, the new way to burger. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food Cantinas.
And welcome everybody to Peoria, Arizona. Centennial Coyotes hosting the Bishop Gorman Gaels. One of the top games in the country this evening. Richard Taylor and Centennial getting ready to take on a Gaels team, Dale. It's a little fired up after losing last week against Mater Dei as we take a look at our keys to tonight's game.
Yeah, obviously it's a big game, national stage, but you got to wonder, how good is Gorman? Did they lose to just a much better team, or did they not play well? Be interesting to see. It is a national stage, big game, big crowd. How the kid's going to handle that. And then who's going to come up with the big plays tonight for whichever team's going to win this football game?
Should be a fun one. Get settled in. There's Centennial. They will receive the opening kickoff, wearing their red jerseys and white pants. And there's Bishop Gorman in the all-white with the blue helmets. Made the drive yesterday morning. Took off about 7 o'clock. Came straight to Centennial. Did about an hour walkthrough. Then got off their feet for a while. Then today had some breakfast and ran over to the outlet malls over by the Cardinals Stadium. Had some fun over there, then came back, had some lunch, and got off their feet once again. And Kenny Sanchez has his team ready to go here tonight.
It's just one of those things, you know, when you get it to the college level, the professional level, you have your weekend routines. When you're on the road, when you're at home, you know, it's unique for high school kids to get to a different state a day early, staying in a hotel, a lot of free time. You know, usually Fridays, you're going to class. Your whole day is kind of spelled out for you, but here a lot of time on these guys' hands, and you got to find a way to pass that.
Bishop Gorman, we touched on it, one of the top teams in the country. They were preseason number 11, and they've got some big-time players. Take a look at the list. Caillou Kelly, I was already committed to Stanford. Bo Taylor, UCLA, and then you've got Falcon Kamatule, just committed to Utah a couple of days ago. It's a pretty lengthy list there with some big-time players for the Bishop Gorman Gaels, and we are now getting set for kickoff. So glad you could join us. And to get things going here for the Gaels is Dylan Hamika. Back to return for the Coyotes, the junior Jaden Young. Great turnout here this evening. The Coyotes faithful in full force. Bishop Gorman as well. We are underway. And there is the return by Kieran Clark, the fastest player on the team for Centennial. Down the sidelines. Big return for Centennial to get things going for the Coyotes.
We talked about big plays and the keys to the game, and obviously you take a look at Centennial. They had that special teams kickoff return all set up, give them great field position.
And here's your Arizona Automotive Institute starting lineups for tonight. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI.
A couple sophomore offensive tackles playing in their second game on the varsity level. Jacob Fife, the guard, coming back from knee surgery he had in June. Going to get a lot of playing time tonight. How will this offensive line block tonight?
And they will be blocking for the tailback, Tawee Walker, the senior. Jonathan Morris fires deep. Opening play, looking for A.J. Jackson. Just does overthrow him. Jonathan Morris, the junior quarterback, taking over for Ruben Beltran. He's got some big shoes to fill. Beltran helped lead the Coyotes to a state championship last season.
Well, and obviously now Centennial's getting back up on the ball. It's going to try and pick up the tempo on this Bishop Gorman defense.
So Centennial with the ball at their own 40-yard line after 30-yard kickoff return to start the game by Kieran Clark. Big hold. Walker breaking tackles. Huge run there by the senior running back, Tawee Walker. 24 yards. First down, Coyotes.
Really nice job left side. Watch this double team right here. Come up, watch the hole. You got the left tackle, Miles, blocking out, makes one guy miss, and then runs through another tackle. Fantastic off-tackle play for Walker.
So 1st and 10 for Centennial from the Bishop Gorman 35. Morris shotgun, steps up in the pocket, fires to the sideline, hits his receiver, Eric Haney. As we now take a look at the Bishop Gorman defense.
And you're talking about some big dudes up front. You got a lot of college talent on this defense, but they lost 29 seniors from last year's team. Sometimes it takes this new crew a little bit of time to gel together, and we've talked about Caillou Kelly.
In that Gaels defense last year, they smothered opposing offenses, giving up just 8 points a game. Had 37 sacks and 26 interceptions. The pitch to Walker, there's a flag down as Walker is able to get it for the first down, but we'll see what the flag is for.
I think this is going to be against the offensive line, usually where that flag is thrown. Backside of the play.
Holding on the offense, number 65. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
And there you had the call, Dale. Referee tonight, Tyler Ceramelli. The umpire, Todd Evans. Head linesman, Justin Nash. Line judge, Brad Royals. Side judge, Johnny Price. The field judge, Reed Brotherton. And the back judge, Max Heckel.
Tyler Ceramelli following in the footsteps of a bunch of Ceramellis before him.
Has there been high school football without a Ceramelli?
Wow, not since maybe 1960.
It's been a while. Good to see the family tradition continues. Morris takes a shot down the field. Just throws over the outstretched hands of J.L. Stark, the senior receiver.
When you're going to have to complete enough passes to keep this Bishop Gorman defense honest, and you got to like the way Centennial's come out and been very, very aggressive. Ian Comas, the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, not afraid to put the ball in the air and let Jonathan Morris throw it down the field. But the one thing they can't afford to do is get behind the chains like they are right now.
And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. Morris throws it out for the screen. Room to run left side. And just getting tripped up is Jaden Young as he was picking up some speed. It's going to bring up 4th down for Centennial.
Only a junior, and you talked about the kicking situation here at Centennial. Might be punting on kickoff, so I would doubt that they'd be trying a field goal from here, and it's 4th and manageable. Nice screen play. Sometimes those are so hard to time up. Centennial did a fantastic job.
Yeah, spoke with Centennial head coach Richard Taylor on Monday. He told me they don't have a kicker right now. They had some open tryouts on Wednesday and didn't come to a conclusion. So here they are going for it on 4th down. Sideline for Dylan Miller, out of bounds. And great defense there by number 21 for Bishop Gorman, Amonte Beverly.
Well, the one thing you have to do if you're Jonathan Morris, you got to keep that ball in play. Give your receiver Miller a chance to go up and get it. Once the ball's thrown out of bounds, there's not a play that he can make. And remember, it's 4th down, so even an interception probably would work to your advantage if the defender Beverly wanted to go up and grab that ball.
So Centennial, Richard Taylor, his offense able to move the ball down the field for a bit, but they turn it over on downs. And this Bishop Gorman offense takes the field for the first time, and they will start from their own 28-yard line. Micah Bowens rolls left, pump fakes, and gets brought down, making the tackle, Dylan Wampler.
Well, you see Bowens there rolling out. He's athletic. He can run the football. They will run a lot of quarterback power, quarterback counter, this Bishop Gorman team. Remember, though, only his 2nd start, trying to feel his way and wants to make good decisions tonight as you see the rest of his focus.
2nd down and 10. Up the middle. Nice run there. The pickup. Ikaika Ragsdale, the junior running back. He's got offers from Arizona, Oregon, and BYU. As we take a look at the numbers of the junior quarterback, Micah Bowens. Those numbers from last week's game against Mater Dei, as that Centennial defense steps up to make the big third down stop. In on the tackle is Sire Fields, helping lead that Coyotes defense.
You see the Centennial starters undersized up front, so gets this big offensive line for Bishop Gorman. Watch them moving around a lot, put a lot of pressures on those linebackers, and then the back end has to hold up when they try and throw the football down the field.
Donovan Smith to punt for the Gaels. A.J. Jackson calls for the fair catch, and he's going to make it. Spotted at about the 27-yard line. That's where the Coyote defense will take over. Pardon me, the offense will take over. Nice 3 and out there by Richard Taylor's defense to get things going for Centennial. Now we touched on Bishop Gorman, part of a dynasty, one of the biggest ones in the country. They have the longest active state title win streak in the country. 9 straight state championships leading the way. But how about Scottsdale Saguaro there at number 5 with 5 straight?
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on Old Liberty from Henderson, Nevada. Saw them last week. They are the real deal.
Handoff up the middle. J.L. Stark with the carry.
J.L. Stark on the carry.
Again, this offensive line doing a nice job opening some right lanes. You'll take 4 and 5 yards. Delayed handoff. Get a man on a man. See number 13, Amina. Bam! Amina, the middle linebacker. What a great name for a middle linebacker. You got to play middle linebacker. Bam! Amina.
Gotta like it. Bam, bam. So pass out in the flat. Doing a little hurdle work there is Jaden Young. First down Centennial. And how about the junior showing some of that athleticism?
Really nice athletic play, 5'10", 165-pound junior. Again, nice throws, some of these shorter throws. Let's get our quarterback in rhythm. You see Beverly come up, try and take his knees out from under him. High hurdles over him, able to pick up the first down.
Young's older brother, Dedrick, former Centennial star, now a senior at Nebraska, 4-year starter for the Cornhuskers. And that's Dylan Miller, just took his eyes off the ball.
Well, he's a junior, 6'3", 160 pounds. Coach's say he's got good hands. Talk about Coach Taylor. He said that Miller, by the end of the season, will be offered by schools. He's just got that much talent, but you got to make sure you catch the football before you start running with it.
Started last year as a sophomore. 6 foot, 160 pounds. Morris. And we got some penalty flags.
Well, that was a really nice job by Morris and the receivers realizing the blitz by Bishop Gorman, running a couple hot routes.
Pass interference, defense. First down, Centennial.
We got everybody on the same page. Look at all those white jerseys up there. Somebody's going to come free. Receiver runs a little slant route, draws a penalty.
So it's now going to be 1st and 10 for the Coyotes from the Bishop Gorman 47-yard line. 8.5 minutes remaining, opening quarter. Morris, the lefty, brings it down, finally gets rid of it, falls incomplete. Talking with Centennial head coach Richard Taylor about Morris. Asked him if he thought his eyes might get a little bit too big. Just his second game as the varsity starter, taking over for Ruben Beltran. He said, not really. He's really a cool customer. Actually played in the Pop Warner National Championship game back when he was in junior high. Nothing really seems to faze the young man. 2nd and 10. A.J. Jackson in motion. Hand off to Walker. Boy, that Tawi Walker Reminds you of a former Centennial running back these last couple of years, Zidane Thomas.
Well, you got to figure that he is hyped up for this game. Probably grew up wanting to play against Bishop Gorman. Didn't get a chance to last year when he was All-State. But he's getting his chance right now. And tell you what, every time Centennial hands the ball off, they're gaining 4 and 5 yards. Makes you wonder if you should just continue to hand the ball off.
3rd and 6. Centennial with 4 receivers split to the right. They send a 5th one in motion to the right side, and they set up the screen on that side. And that Bishop Gorman defense sniffs it out. And making the hit and the stop is Ben Amina, the junior middle linebacker.
6 foot, 205 pounds, and hits like a freight train. You're going to see him run from his inside linebacker position as every receiver is over to the right side for Centennial. See that great form tackle. When he arrives with bad intentions and is able to stop the 3rd down attempt.
Wonder if the parents were a fan of the Flintstones. Bam Bam?
That, or they knew that he was going to be a middle linebacker and not a kicker.
He was destined. And we got flags flying from every direction. Here on 4th and 5.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Well, if it's
now
4th,
you wonder if you're gonna go for it if you're Centennial.
It was 4th and 5. 5-yard penalty.
Is it going to be a first down?
It should be a first down.
Well, and those are things that will absolutely drive you crazy as a coaching staff. Give this offense 4 more cracks at you because you didn't have the right guys on the field.
Second game of the season for Bishop Gorman. Have a tendency to see these types of penalties early on.
Early in the season, especially special teams wise, substitution. Not sure if they were in safe punt and somebody didn't realize they were in safe punt instead of normal punt return.
So that gives the Coyotes a fresh set of downs from the Bishop Gorman 37-yard line. Morris gets his pass batted down. Making the play for the Gaels is Trevin Ma'ae.
Well, again, he comes right around the sophomore right tackle, Oscar Abundis, who has a really bright future, but he's going to have a long night tonight. Ma'aha, 6'4", 232 pounds. One of the most talented defensive ends in the West when you have USC, ASU, Utah, Oregon, all offering you.
And he just transferred in from Hawaii. Nice pickup for the Gaels when he kind of shows up on campus. Kenny Sanchez called him a complete stud. And there's a take a look right now at Falcon Kamatule, the defensive end, the senior, 6'8", 243, just committed to Utah a couple of days ago. And we got more flags flying everywhere. Timeout, Bishop Gorman.
We can hear their
sideline
coaches.
Warning on the defense results in no yardage.
We're not sure what that call was, but we can hear the coaches up here calling out. Bishop Gorman only had 10 defensive players on the field. Forced to call a timeout here early in this football game.
We touched on some of the top players, Bishop Gorman, what schools they're committed to go to and offers they've received. And for Centennial, how about Kieran Clark? He's got offers from BYU, Nevada, Hawaii. Carson Keltner, the center, has an offer from Air Force. Jacob Fife, Tawee Walker, Jaden Young, getting some interest from some big-time programs themselves.
Right there's a guy that you end up finding yourself rooting for. Only 6'2", which with all these Division I programs, you don't fit into their box. They don't want to recruit you. But Carson Keltner can go anywhere in this country and play football. And if you're going to tell me if he's an inch and a half taller that you would recruit him, that's silly. but that is the way of the world out there. It makes absolutely no sense. I know you've got to have some pretty boys out there that can dance and whatever at the tackle position, but give me a couple bulldogs inside to develop an attitude along my offensive line.
Yeah, Kelder, 3-year starter, captain of the team. Coach Taylor calls him the leader, the heart and soul of that offensive line. Big-time leader at this Centennial team. 3rd and 11. Dylan Miller is going to be brought down.
Just short of the first down and going to bring up 4th down. I don't think they're going to attempt any type of special teams play here. But boy, Centennial's doing a nice job allowing that pass rush to get by him. You have to be an actor as an offensive lineman. They're doing a really nice job there in completing the pass.
Just over 5 minutes remaining. Seems like the Centennial offense has been on the field about this whole time. And Bishop Gorman's going to call the timeout as Centennial gives him a little bit of a different look there with the 4th down alignment.
Yeah, it looked like there's about 11 offensive linemen out there, and I think that Kenny Sanchez says, hey, we haven't seen any of this on film.
So Coach Sanchez wants to talk to his guys, and while he does that, let's now take a look at the former Bishop Gorman players that moved on to play at the NFL. And that first name there, a lot of people will recognize. Gray Rugemer, 11 seasons, won a pair of Super Bowls. Former Arizona State Sun Devil stand. How about DeMarco Murray, former rushing champ. Ronnie Stanley, offensive lineman with Baltimore. Grimble, Blake Ezor, and David Hume. He won a Super Bowl with the Raiders back in the day, quarterback.
Well, and Ronnie Stanley, starting at left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens, went to Notre Dame. A storied program there at Bishop Gorman.
Kenny Sanchez, his older brother Tony, the head coach at UNLV, and Tony was actually the head coach at Bishop Gorman before he took off to UNLV. Handed the reins to his younger brother. So here we go, 4th and 4. And it's Jaden Young who handles the snap, pitches it to the right side to A.J. Jackson. But a great job there by that Gaels defense on the pursuit is Lincoln Tuyati Mariner just hanging on by the shoelaces.
Trying to get the edge and just a heads-up play, as you said, by Tuyati Mariner. And getting across the line of scrimmage and then hanging on for dear life while the other white jerseys flew over there. And looks like he might have got his collarbone dinged up a little bit. But nice job by this Gael defense standing up, even though they've been on the field almost the entire first quarter.
So the turnover on downs for the second time for the Coyotes, but that Centennial defense coming up big and getting the sack. Number 67, Tyler Watkins, one of the Coyotes there to make the play.
We talked about this defensive line. They're going to be moving and slanting. They're not just going to stand there. Watch these guys. They're going to have to use their quickness, their leverage. See the slanting, nice spin move. Again, you're going to see number 32, Knutson, make first contact. Won't get credit for the sack, but without him, the sack would not have been possible.
2nd and 14, Bowens flushed out of the pocket once again, fires down the field, open receiver, the catch is made, down the sidelines goes for the big play for the Gaels. A pickup of 51 yards on the play, and it is Blaze Boudreaux, 6'6", 196, making the play.
Watch the pressure coming off the edge. Knutson working against Hayden Engel. But just a more athletic play by Micah Bowens. Buying extra time. Blown coverage down the field. You see the quarterback run. Sometimes you take your eyes off your assignment. Bishop Gorman able to take advantage of that.
I love the names of these Bishop Gorman guys. You got Bam on defense. You got Blaze on offense.
It's almost as if they were born to play football.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And then you got Falcon, who goes both ways.
Got the right tackle, Jordan Mack there moving before the snap, 6'3", 305. What's amazing, you see these kids that are 280, 290, 300 pounds, and they're put together so well. You see the arms, they're athletic.
305, but he looks like he could be like 270.
Yes.
1st and 15 for the Gaels from the Centennial 35.
Right side, not much there. Only on the carry.
On the carry there for the Gaels was Ahmad Cianelli, the senior running back, 3-year varsity performer.
Talk about this defensive line moving. Watch her in an outside shade. Watch how quick he gets in here. He's working on Bo Taylor, who's a captain. Splits that double team. Able to disrupt the run, and that's what Coach Taylor said they were going to do. They were not going to stand in there and just allow this Bishop Gorman offensive line to tee off on it.
2nd down and 13. Bowens screen to the left side, making the catch and making some nice cuts for Bishop Gorman. Number 7, Donovan Smith, does a little bit of everything for this Gaels team. In on the tackle is Sire Fields.
Well, Donovan Smith, only a junior, nice big target, 6'4", 195, Utah State, Nevada, showing interest in him. Watch him come back clear across the grain, splitting those red jerseys and picking up some positive yards.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for Bishop Gorman at the Centennial 24-yard line. 2:45 remaining, first quarter. Bowens looking for room to run. Check that. That's Cianelli. It's the running back taking the snap, and he's got nowhere to go. That Centennial defense comes up with the big play. It's going to force 4th down.
Really nice job penetrating onside. Jaden Young and company. Got to see his brother play at Nebraska. Watched him grow up here at Centennial and then go on to Nebraska and just have a wonderful career up there, but forcing 4th down for this Gale offense.
4th and 9, 2 minutes remaining, opening quarter. And it's Bowens back in. Shotgun. Fires. Hauling it down for the first down for Bishop Gorman. Donovan Smith extending that 6'4" 4-inch frame. First down, Gaels.
Well, Donovan Smith, we talked about how big a target he is, 6'4", a little in route, throws the ball up out of the reach of any Centennial defenders. You go up and get it at the high point. Pretty good coverage there by Kieran Clark, just better execution by Bishop Gorman.
Nice pass there by Bowens. 1st and 10. And the handoff, fighting for yardage, is Ikaika Ragsdale.
They talked about colleges being interested in 5'11", 205, Arizona, Oregon, BYU. It seemed like BYU just came to Bishop Gorman and offered anybody who could play football good, as they've offered a number of Gaels.
It's not a bad place to go.
Nope.
To look for players.
One-stop shopping.
Yep. 2nd down and 8. Ragsdale again has room. Oh, just does get tripped up. Otherwise, he had a clear path into the end zone. Looked like Jaden Young, though, able to trip him up.
One thing about slanting your defensive line all the time is everybody's got to get to their gap, because if they don't, there's going to be a hole right up the middle, as you saw right there.
And timeout on the field, and it's now time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. 54 seconds remaining, opening quarter. We are scoreless, but Bishop Gorman is on the drive.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Welcome back, everybody. Less than a minute remaining here, opening quarter. We are scoreless between Bishop Gorman and Centennial. Well, here are tonight's Valle Luna Mexican restaurant scholar athletes of the game. Valle Luna, proud sponsors of scholar athletes in Arizona. Congratulations to JL Stark of Centennial and Kenneth Collins from Bishop Gorman. JL is a 4.0 GPA, 3-year varsity starter, runs sprints on the track team and is a member of NHS and volunteers for campus cleanup and as a youth football coach. Kenneth has a 3.6 GPA and has over 75 service hours with Catholic Charities as well as feeding the homeless during the Christmas holidays. Congratulations to both of those young men for all the things they do on the field and off the field as well. Third and 1 for the Gaels. Ragsdale handoff, working the right side. Centennial's defense comes up with the stop, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Young on the stop. We got a flag on the play.
Nice job by Centennial. Defensive line getting penetration. Looks like it's holding against Bishop Gorman.
Holding on the offense, number 31. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the...
Talk about getting penetration. Just watch all these red jerseys over here. Realizing it's third and short. Again, slanting in, slanting out. Everybody's got their gap. Holding right in front of you on Sire Fields. Brings up now third down and 12, third down and 13.
And we have got 30 seconds remaining here. Opening quarter. Remember, Bishop Gorman, they got shut out in their first game last week against Mater Dei, so they have yet to score this season. Third down and 13 for the Gaels from the Centennial 18-yard line. Bowens trying to find room, can't escape. And he gets brought down for the sack, and it is Dylan Wampler once again having a heck of a first quarter. And we are through the opening quarter here at Centennial High School. And Bishop Gorman, Centennial are scoreless through one. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona. We'll be right back.
High school football on YurView is sponsored by
Smashburger, the new way to burger. See it, hear it, feel it. Monster Jam. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max D, Son of a Digger, and more of your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Restrictions may apply. University of Phoenix Stadium, October 6th.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
Welcome back, Centennial High School. Bishop Gorman, Centennial, 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. Last play, fourth down. What I want you to watch is the discipline of this Centennial defense. You got a running quarterback. You got to make sure that you do not allow him to get outside the pocket. You see that athleticism, keep him inside the pocket. Now, yes, Dylan Wampler will get credit for the sack, but all his buddies pitched in, Derek Jodarski, number 40, being one of them.
And there's a look at Centennial head coach Richard Taylor. He's fired up. Shouting out some instructions to this defense here on a big fourth down. This is the 10th play of a 5-minute drive for the Gaels. And it's Bishop Gorman with the ball at the Centennial 23-yard line. Bowens fires, looking for the end zone. Goes through the back of the end zone. And Centennial's defense comes up with the stop as Bowens was looking for Rome Odunze, the junior wide receiver, but on the coverage was Kieran Clark.
Well, the one thing that I'm going to say is obviously you're talking about, you know, a couple of young quarterbacks and Micah Bowens and also Jonathan Morris. What you need to understand, hey, it's fourth down. You got to keep the football in the field of play to allow your receiver to go up and make a play. The worst thing that's going to happen is an interception on fourth down. That's not going to kill you.
Centennial offense takes over. And fighting for some yardage there's J.L. Stark.
He of the 4.0 GPA, 5'9", 175 pounds. And again, you see Bam Amina in on the tackle. Roman sideline to sideline, 6 foot, 205 pounds.
Yeah, you mentioned that 4.0 GPA. Also part of the National Honor Society. And with that grade point average, he's getting some interest from schools like Cornell, Penn, Columbia. Schools that didn't really look at you or I. Jaden Young fighting for some yardage before being slammed to the ground.
Well, you're going to have to complete some passes. If you're either one of these teams, if you expect to win this football game. A little bit of a pass rush, ball gets out. Nice job coming up and making the tackle there for Bishop Gorman. That was number 28, Giovanni Hawkins.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. Morris fires, Dylan Miller tries to keep his feet, but he does pick up the 1st down. So that will move the chains for the Coyotes.
Really interesting to see this Centennial offense in the hurry-up mode, no huddle. You've always known Centennial is this power football team behind that big offensive line, and now you're seeing this hurry-up, not allowing Bishop Gorman to substitute freely on defense.
And it's helping Morris as well get into a rhythm, gain some confidence. Just his 2nd start at the varsity level, the junior cornerback. 1st and 10 Coyotes from their own 36. Morris steps up, fires. Pass is complete. Hauling it in, Eric Haney. Haney had a 24-yard touchdown catch in last week's game. Pardon me, the season opener 2 weeks ago against Castile.
Well, Beverly Amante came up. Enlistment, 5'8", 149 pounds. We can hear that lick all the way up here in the press box, hitting like he's about 185.
Beverly had a forced fumble in last week's game against Mater Dei. Using some of that hard hitting. 2nd and 5. Morris is going to keep it. Nice job defensively there. Bishop Gorman, Elijah Gilliam the junior linebacker making the stop.
Really nice job. This Bishop Gorman defensive line doing a nice job getting off blocks. Again, you see the size, 5'9", 192 pounds, low center of gravity. Good athlete, nice discipline. Make the tackle, now brings up 3rd and long.
Let's see what Ian Comas is able to dial up for this Coyotes offense. Morris fires on the slant route to Jackson, falls incomplete. That will bring up 4th down.
Well, you could tell Carson Kellner was trying to bark out the signals. The center for Centennial as Bishop Gorman walked just about everybody up onto the line of scrimmage and blitzed. You see a bloody arm there from number 20 to a T. Mariner.
So Centennial set to punt, and that brings out A.J. Jackson. He was 1st team All-State last year, averaged 41 yards a punt for the Coyotes last season. Gets it away. And that ball is going to be marked at about the 31-yard line.
Looked like one of my pitching wedges.
I was about to say, looked like you out on the golf course.
Well, we actually remarked about the grass before the game. It kind of looked like it was a little bit long and shaggy.
Which is usually where my golf balls end up on the golf course.
Well, I used to like the longer the grass, the better for me. Because as you see there, when you don't have much athleticism, long grass doesn't affect you as much as some of these athletes out here.
You think Centennial is trying to slow down this Bishop Gorman team a little bit?
I haven't seen a whole lot of speed difference between these two teams here tonight.
It seems like all the speed's been on the defensive side of the ball. Making the stop there, number 44 for Centennial, Leandre Harris.
Again, guys coming free. Not sure if that was if Harris was the one that you're supposed to option if you're the quarterback, or if he just came free. Either way, nice read, nice tackle.
It's going to bring up 2nd down and 13. There's a good look at Leandre Harris. Bowens has time, fires, incomplete. The intended receiver was number 2, Blaise Boudreau. We saw him with the big catch earlier in the game.
You know, these running backs who have interest from colleges, I know a lot of things that they look at. Centennial's going to blitz here. I want you to watch right here. Watch Cianelli come up and block physically at the point of attack. Really nice pickup by the running back.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 13. Centennial fans getting fired up here. Loud and proud here. And we got flags flying.
Looks like Cianelli was getting a little bit of a head start.
Pushing back 5 yards, going to make it 3rd down and 18. The Gaels quarterback, Micah Bowens, he started the game 3 of 3 for 74 yards. He's 0 for 2 since then. Kenny Sanchez, a little frustrated with his Gaels offense here. We'll take a look at the penalties. 4 penalties for 35 yards for Bishop Gorman, 1 penalty for 10 yards for the Coyotes. Bowens rolls to his left, dumps it off, looking for Donovan Smith, falls incomplete. Bring up 4th down. We got penalty flag thrown near the Bishop Gorman sideline. Let's see what that's all about.
Gaels hold it to 4th down. While we're holding, don't forget, McGrath Law Firm, they played football right here at Centennial, class of '94.
Gotta think it's against Bishop Gorman.
That penalty is refused.
Declined, and there it is. 4th down and 18. Donovan Smith comes out to punt. Richard Taylor's defense has been stout here tonight.
Knutson, watch him. We've called his name out a bunch of times, coming from that defensive end spot. Again, watch the discipline, making sure Bowen stays in the pocket.
Donovan Smith able to get it away. A.J. Jackson on the return, not much there. Great job of that Bishop Gorman special teams. But going back to that defense, Dale, it's Andrew Taylor, the defensive coordinator for the Coyotes. He's got these guys ready to go tonight.
He does, and obviously he's been around a long time with his dad, and they work well together. And he's also implemented the strength program here at Centennial, which is somewhat legendary here in the Valley of the Sun, and just done a really nice job with his Coyote program.
So excellent field position here for Centennial. They will start from their own 46-yard line. 7:28 remaining first half. We are scoreless between Centennial and Bishop Gorman. There's the handoff there by Tawee Walker. And before that carry, Walker had just 3 rushes for 27 yards.
Well, that's a really nice job by the nose tackle, Ikaika Windward. He's listed at 5'8", 220 pounds, and I used to always dislike having to block the shorter defensive linemen because they have leverage on you right from the start, and the trenches are a war of leverage, and if you're 5'9", it's hard to get leverage on you.
Hand off to J.L. Stark, not much there, and there is that Bishop Gorman defensive front coming up with another nice stop. This time in on the tackle number 33, Elijah Gilliam.
Well, very athletic linebackers for this Bishop Gorman team. You see 5'9", 192 pounds.
So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Coyotes from their own 48-yard line. Morris going to go under center. 2 receivers split to the left. Morris just running away. Finally gets brought down in on the sack. A huge play made by Bam Amina.
Run down from behind, right around the 37-yard line.
The junior middle linebacker, another big play.
Well, Mahina right off the bat. Watch him out here. Talked about, he's athletic, he's quick. As you see, Miles stepping down to help the center, but when you have an athletic defensive end like Ma'aha, you can't give that center too much help. You got to get out there and block him.
Jackson punts it away. And that ball is going to be marked at about the 40-yard line, so Bishop Gorman offense will take over. Excellent field position. 5:22 remaining here, first half. Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellestray. Scoreless game, Bishop Gorman and Centennial. Who will strike first?
That's what we talk about, mistakes and big plays. You almost you thought Bishop Gorman early in the game hit long pass down the sideline, but they weren't able to take advantage of it. Centennial's driven the ball down into the red zone, but it's come away with no points.
Bowens left side looking for Donovan Smith. He's got him. Smith gets the ball knocked away. Ball is scooped up, and here comes the Coyotes. Tawee Walker, room to run, finally gets flipped up at about the 47-yard line, but what a play! It was the big strike by Bishop Gorman, but we now have a flag down. So it was Bishop Gorman. Donovan Smith able to haul it in with the big pickup. Kieran Clark comes in, knocks the ball free, and Tawee Walker scoops it up, gets the big return inside Bishop Gorman territory, but let's see if the play stands.
Well, what usually happens, long returns like that, there's some illegal block along the way on the return.
actresses.
Well, you were talking about who's going to make the mistake, who's going to make the big play.
And don't forget, if you need
And almost right on cue, we had the big play.
During the return, personal foul, blindside block on the return team number 9. There's also an unsportsmanlike conduct, sideline interference on the kicking team. Both fouls will be enforced. First down, Centennial.
You're going to see a go route is going to come down here. But again, give credit to this Centennial defense. Hustling all the way, coming off your coverage, stripping the ball loose, as you said, punching the ball out of there, and then Walker picking it up, returning it back to midfield. And
it's nice when you got a guy in the defensive secondary. You gain almost 1,600 yards last year as a running back. Be able to come up with the ball and room to run. Tawee Walker with the fumble recovery and return, but after the penalties got situated and figured out, Coyotes will now start from their own 34-yard line. And Morris fires down the left sideline, has his receiver, J.L. Stark, streaking down the sidelines. Finally gets brought out of downs. A huge play by that Coyotes offense as Morris is able to find Stark for the 38-yard pickup.
Just a go route, really nice throw by Morris. You see the explosion from Stark once he catches his ball. Good thing you have an angle on him, but what a well-thrown football. Good catch, good explosion working on Amante Beverly.
Stark showing some of that track speed, runs the 100, 200, 400, and a part of the 4x400 meter relay team that was part of the state meet this past spring. So the biggest offensive play of the night so far for the Coyotes. And here comes Eric Haney. Gets the ball inside the 15-yard line.
Junior Haney puts a move on the defender. He got a screen going both ways. Make one guy miss. That was number 27 for Bishop Gorman, Kelvin Glover. And now you pick up 8 yards and put yourself in very advantageous position.
Just over 4 minutes remaining as you take a look at the numbers of Morris on the night. And that Bishop Gorman defense comes up with the stop. Elijah Gilliam once again. We've called his name a few times here tonight.
Well, you look at that linebacking core, Gilliam, Amina, Certain, all juniors, all playmakers.
So it's going to bring up third down. Centennial 1 of 6 on third down conversions here tonight. And we got a timeout by Centennial. And we'll take the break as well. Time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. We're scoreless. Bishop Gorman and Centennial. We'll be right back.
Tonight's Game Time starting lineups are brought to you by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to Game Time on YurView Arizona. 3:37 remaining here in the first half. We are scoreless between Bishop Gorman and Centennial. Monster Jam is adrenaline-charged family entertainment providing jaw-dropping displays and gravity-defying feats that leave fans on the edge of their seats. The biggest stars on four wheels return to University of Phoenix Stadium on October 6th. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. Great turnout here this evening. Centennial and Bishop Gorman.
Labor Day weekend. Looks like a lot of people drove down from Las Vegas to watch this game.
I know. I passed somebody with Bishop Gorman license plate holder and a sticker on the back of their SUV. Big third down here for Centennial coming out of the timeout. Morris, the pitch to Walker, cuts it back inside. Fighting for the first down. He's not going to get there. That Gaels defense able to get the stop. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, and again, they're trying to get outside, and this Bishop Gorman defense is not allowing them to do that. Just watch the penetration over here to the left, and then you got the white jerseys coming down the line of scrimmage. But I think that you were going for this. This is four-down territory for Centennial tonight, and so you figure, hey, we got 2 downs to pick up this first down.
And remember, Centennial really without much of a place kicker. So you're going to be seeing the Coyotes go for it a lot. And you see it right here, 4th and 2. Walker, and he gets absolutely stuffed by that Bishop Gorman defense. And Bam Amina was there along with Brian Sertain, along with Ikaika Windward, and about 3 other guys.
You see a massive humanity in the middle and just can't quite get up to those linebackers. We talked about how athletic and aggressive they are. Get caught up before you get there, and they're fast enough to get in there and make the tackle. You see Windward, the 5'8", 220-pound nose tackle. So tough to block with that quickness.
So the Bishop Gorman offense will take over after getting the big defensive stop. And total yards here in the first half, the Gaels 129 yards, Centennial 125 yards. So pretty even there in the total yards offensively, but no points on the board.
Going to be interesting to see how Bishop Gorman plays this as we're approaching the 2-minute mark of the first half. You're backed up towards your own goal line. How aggressive will this coaching staff be? The last thing you want to have happen is turn the ball over and give Centennial another opportunity with the football before halftime.
Each team with 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and 10. Under 2 minutes remaining. 2 receivers split to the left, 2 to the right. And we got a penalty flag.
Just looks like there's a lot of confusion.
5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
A lot of confusion on this offense. Again, you got a quarterback picking his 2nd varsity start.
And he's replacing Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who is now at UCLA. And actually was competing for the starting job as a true freshman. 2nd and 15. Bowen's little screen out to the right side there. Donovan Smith gets brought down. Pickup of a couple. Leandre Harris in on the tackle.
Centennial showing the quickness and aggressiveness of their defense. Get the ball outside, but those red jerseys run into the football.
And it looks like we got another timeout on the field with 1:19 remaining here in the first half. 3rd down and 12 for the Gaels.
Well, did they signal who called that timeout? Was that Centennial?
I did not see that, and now it just showed up on the scoreboard as now Centennial's timeout. They now have no more timeouts.
Well, obviously, if you're Richard Taylor, you're going to call this timeout. You're going to try and hold them here. They will have to punt the ball if you hold them, and obviously no timeouts. You go for the block punt, see if you can't make something happen.
So you look at Richard Taylor, and Dale, you touched on, he is the only coach that Centennial High School has had, and you look at this run here from 2005 on, doesn't get much better than that.
No, you see the championships, you see the runner-ups, the record, the winning percentage. I think what's most amazing to me is won at least 10 games each season, and you just talk about the consistency of this program. You talk about Richard Taylor and what he means to Centennial. Always look forward to coming here the way they treat us, the way Richard Taylor treats us. Always fun to make the drive out here to watch the Coyotes play. Or I should say Coyotes.
Coyotes. 3rd and 12. And that Coyotes defense comes up with the big stop there. In on the tackle, number 32, Connor Knudsen, the senior defensive end.
Well, as we inch towards the halftime here at a minute left, Bishop Gorman 122 yards passing, only 10 yards rushing. I can tell you I've seen Bishop Gorman play, seems about every year over the last 5 years. This team is not nearly as good as those teams were. Those offensive lines would physically dominate.
Bishop Gorman able to get the punt away. Ball is fumbled by A.J. Jackson. Bishop Gorman with the recovery at midfield. A huge special teams play by the Gaels, and coming away with the ball is Zach Philippi, the junior long snapper.
Nice job by the snapper. See him right in the middle of your screen. Ball hangs up there a little bit. Gets down there. Sees a fair catch. Ball on the ground. That's why it's shaped that way. The funny bounces. And now what Centennial thought they might have a couple cracks at it from the 50-yard line. Now it's Bishop Gorman.
So a big turn of events here. Clock winding down, just over 20 seconds remaining first half. Bowens fires left side, has the receiver though, catch is made, and getting marked just short of the goal line is Rome Odunze. But what a terrific throw by Micah Bowens to Odunze. Ball's marked at the 2-yard line. Clock stops to move the chains. 1st and goal, Bishop Gorman from the 2. Bowens under center. And we've got movement up front.
Oh, goodness gracious. What an unbelievable play down the field. Great throw.
Right to snap. False start on the offense, number 71. 5 yards. Still first down.
So Rome Odunze making the terrific catch.
Well, what you have to remember, he got tripped up right before that ball got to him. Was able to concentrate on the football. And now again, you take a look as Bishop Gorman calls a timeout. You're down to the 2-yard line. Remember, in high school football, the clock doesn't start until the chains are in place. But then you jump offside. Now brings up first down and 6.
So 1st and goal for Kenny Sanchez's Gaels. And what a turn of events. Again, you talked about big plays, special teams, who's going to make the mistakes. And Bishop Gorman now here with the opportunity to capitalize here late in the half.
Nice job buying a little extra time. Sliding to your left. You see the contact there. But able to overcome that. Odunze able to catch the football with his hands and almost get into the end zone.
Odunze, he's got offers from BYU and Kansas, just a junior. So we got 8 seconds remaining here, first half. First and goal, Gaels. Bowens, right side to the corner, has the receiver, Donovan Smith, in and out of his hands. 3 seconds remaining. Great looking ball by Bowens. Smith just couldn't haul it in.
Well, it looked like Smith got away with a little push. Going to look like it's coming right into your living room. Can't throw the ball any better. I have a feeling if you're Smith, you're going to catch that 9 out of 10 times. That was the 10th time.
So, with 3 seconds remaining, Bishop Gorman is going to kick the field goal. It'll be a 27-yard field goal attempt by Dylan Hamika. And it is off the upright, no good. The field goal attempt is no good. And we are at the half here at Centennial High School. The Bishop Gorman Gaels, the Centennial Coyotes, scoreless. As we take a look at how this half ended.
Yeah, kicking from the left hash. Remember, the high school hashes are a lot wider than they are in the NFL. That angle, the closer you get to the goal line, is more difficult for the kicker. Hits the upright, and Centennial escapes.
And now we're standing by with Bishop Gorman head coach Kenny Sanchez. And coach, I know you're disappointed not getting some points there to end the half. What can you do to get things going in the second half?
Well, I mean, our defense is playing a heck of a job, doing a heck of a job in the first half. Our offense, like you said, we got to be able to continue drives. We have a drop there for a touchdown. We have a fumble on another drive that we're going in to score. So, you know, offense has got to do their part. But, hey, it's a heck of a football game. I mean, both high schools are playing really good right now. So, you know, it's a heck of a second half. 0-0 ball game.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Really appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
So we're at the half here at Centennial High School. Bishop Gorman Gaels, Centennial Coyotes, scoreless through the first half. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona. We'll be right back.
Halftime on YurView is sponsored by Arizona Automotive Institute. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. By Circle K. It's time for a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. Valle Luna, proud supporter of scholar athletes in Arizona. And by Smashburger, the new way to burger. Join us all fall long for some of the top high school football from around the country on Game Time. High school football on YurView is sponsored by
Smashburger, the new way to burger.
It's a new season for the D-backs, and not just any season, it's the 20th anniversary. So they have a whole lot of new things going on around the ballpark. You don't want to miss it. Check this out.
Our best deal is going to be every day the D-backs value pack. The value pack is $25 every single game, and you'll get a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for everybody in the family. So it's definitely the best way if you're on a budget and you want to come out and still get some great seats, look for the D-backs value pack.
There's so much for families to do at Chase Field, and the upper concourse is the Phoenix Children's Hospital Sandlot. There's a toddler playground for the little ones, a slide, there's a wiffle ball field, and even a batting cage for the older kids to swing away. Kids can get free tickets to all Sunday home games. All they have to do is sign up for the free program, the D-backs Kids Club, presented by Dan's Eyes and Dairy, and they get a free prize for every game they attend and tickets to all Sunday home games.
All right, sounds like a lot of fun. Make sure you check out a game or two this summer and be a part of the D-backs 20th anniversary celebration. So I'll see you here at Chase Field.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
It's halftime here at Centennial High School, and we are scoreless at the half in a defensive battle between Bishop Gorman and Centennial. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona, and let's now send it down to the field and listen in to the Centennial Coyotes marching band.
Instructor. Folks, don't forget Brady Myers and Philip Glick as band members of the week, and the section of the week is clarinets. Now again, we want to invite you to explore and embrace the crazy side of this year's show, The Other Side. They'll be featuring tunes like You Spin My Head, The Other Side from The Greatest Showman, arranged by Mike Bearden and percussion by Alex Lee. Now, we would like to give you the sincere thanks to all of our band-aids and parent volunteers who are making this season possible. You are so appreciated. The band is under the field direction of Jared Jensen and Andrea Corona. Drum makers, is the band ready? Centennial High School band, we take the field.
And that was the Centennial Coyotes marching band. Now, earlier today, 45 members of the Bishop Gorman marching band and their instructors and chaperones were treated to a tour of the Musical Instrument Museum in Phoenix. The band hopped on a bus from Las Vegas at 6 in the morning and arrived shortly after noon at the MIM. They spent nearly 2 hours looking at all the various exhibits at the MIM has to offer, including famous music cities and some of the newer galleries, including the CMA Awards display, the music of Tito Puente, Johnny Cash and the Carter family, and the band Maroon 5. The MIM is open daily from 9 to 5, including Labor Day. Is located in North Phoenix at 4725 East Mayo Boulevard. For more information, you can go to mim.org. We're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, halftime highlights and stats. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
to help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
See it, hear it, feel it. Monster Jam. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max Dean, Son of a Digger, and more of your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Restrictions may apply. University of Phoenix Stadium, October 6th.
Jeanette, you know how during our date, we couldn't remember the name of that show we both liked. We're Cox customers. We can find it on Contour. Last 9 viewed. My grandkids are here. Home improvement shows. More like this. We liked House Hunters. That's the name of it.
Grandpa, you have a girlfriend?
We're not using labels.
That's a yes.
Watch more, search less, because you're a Cox customer. Cox.com/learn.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health.
On the next Your Health, we're talking kids' eye exams and back-to-school tips to start the year right. Plus, a place where kids will like going to the dentist and weight loss surgery myths busted.
Watch Your Health Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night only on YurView, or stream it online at yourview.com. Tonight's Game Time Player of the Game is sponsored by Smash Burger, the new way to burger. For more Game Time high school football coverage, check out yourview.com.
And welcome back to Centennial High School. It's halftime, and Bishop Gorman and Centennial scoreless here at intermission. And welcome back to the booth, everybody. Chris Harris here, along with Dale Hellstray. And Dale, what did you see there in the first half? A defensive struggle.
Obviously, a lot of defense. I think both offenses had opportunities. Both offenses had some big plays. They just couldn't put any points on the board. So you can look at it one of two ways. Either both defenses are as good as there is around here, or both offenses are struggling a little bit.
Well, let's now take a look at some of the first half highlights here in this one. And we got Jonathan Morris, the junior quarterback, but it was all about the defense here.
So struggled coming out of the gate, throwing the football. You see Bishop Gorman getting outside the pocket. But this Centennial defense, what I was impressed with, the discipline that they showed. You see the Gale defense getting across the line of scrimmage. Both defenses flying to the football, making offenses work hard.
Big play there by Bowens, finding Blaze Boudreau.
The only mistake I think that Centennial defense made until right before half, but they still kept them out of the end zone. And again, a couple fourth down throws by young quarterbacks that just have to realize, keep the ball in the field of play, pressure from both defensive lines on these young quarterbacks. See the play there. Centennial punches the ball out. Neither team can score. You think you're going to have good field position. Muff the punt. Next thing you know, Bishop Gorman's down to the 1-yard line on the nicest throw and catch from the Gaels in the first half. But yet they couldn't find a way to put points on the board as the field goal clanks off the right upright.
And we now take a look at the first half stats. A bunch of goose eggs up there on top, but down low.
Now third down, 0 for 3 for Bishop Gorman, 1 of 7 for Centennial. Something's got to give. We'll find out here in the second half.
And we're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
High school football on YurView is sponsored by
Smashburger, the new way to burger.
Your public lands are a common place of recreation for many Arizonans. Unfortunately, these sites are sometimes taken for granted by those who use them. Being a responsible public land steward enables us all to enjoy the beauty that the outdoors brings.
You shoot it, you own it, you pack it out. Don't trash Arizona.
Save the dates, October 18th through the 20th. Phoenix Fashion Week, the leading fashion event of the Southwest, showcasing 3 nights of global designer runway shows from Talking Stick Resort in Arizona. Can't make the live shows? Live stream over 25 different fashion shows. Go to phoenixfashionweek.cleeng.com. $9.99 per night, or watch all 3 for just $24.99. Get involved. Vote for the nation's top emerging designers, models of the year, and more. Phoenix Fashion Week, live and online, October 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Explore the Southwest lifestyle, the culture, the music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez for a Southwest adventure on Subida.
What sport is like a walk in the park?
It's a game that's challenging and gives you great exercise.
It's golf, and we're hitting the greens on the next Subida Especial.
Watch a Subida Especial, Sunday and Wednesday evening, only on YurView.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at the Arizona Automotive Institute top games for this week. Turn your dreams into reality with career training from AAI. Take a look at some of those big matchups. Horizon and Pinnacle, Gilbert and Notre Dame Prep. Looking at some of the other key matchups taking place tonight. How about South Point Catholic with Bijan Robinson and Desert Edge, a big game there. And how about Dale Valley Christian and Scottsdale Christian getting some love here tonight as well. All right, we're going to step aside for a quick break. When we come back, we will hear from Centennial head coach Richard Taylor. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
High school football on YurView is sponsored by
Smashburger, the new way to burger.
In the blink of an eye, cities fall, heroes rise. A heartbeat skips as a man slips gravity's grip, and heartbreak leaps from the brink in a blink. Just think of all the games, teams, hopes, and dreams that live and die because greatness lies in the blink of an eye. This is the sports app on Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff.
Bowel preparation has always been one of the most significant barriers for patients in coming to get colonoscopy. In the past, it was fairly difficult with a large volume of fluid that had to be ingested in order to clean the colon. We have made a lot of progress with this. The standard of care these days is what's called a split dose prep, where you do some of the prep the evening before and some early the morning of the procedure itself. In addition, though, the total volume of what needs to be ingested has gone significantly down. So these days, the preps that are most commonly used are small volume preps where each part only requires about 5 ounces or half a soda can's worth of solution, followed by a number of glasses of water with each part, 3 to 5 glasses. So it's much more manageable than it used to be.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back. So we're ready to start the second half, joined by Centennial head coach Richard Taylor. Coach, what did you see out of your defense in the first half that you hope continues in the second half? And offensively, what can you do to get that side of the ball going?
Defensively, I thought we played extremely well. We hustled to the ball. Offensively, there were moments that I thought we looked really good, and then other times we were just inconsistent. We're hoping that we can take care of that in the second half.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, Chris.
Dale, your thoughts, what you heard there from Coach Taylor?
Well, him and I, great minds think alike. No, to me, they started off the game running the football, averaging almost 9 yards per carry, and then seemed to get away from it a little bit. And then when they tried to get back into it, Bishop Gorman's defense had kind of found their stride. Bishop Gorman, you've seen them, they can make big plays. They've got athletes. Will they be able to do it? Cut out some of the penalties, some of the not enough guys on the field here in the second half. Now, you played 3 halves of football. I know you're a young team. I know you lost almost 30 seniors last year. But now, if you're going to be the Bishop Gorman team that everybody knows that you are, this is the time to turn it on a little bit. Yeah, Bishop Gorman, this is a team that is used to absolutely dominating teams. They've won 97 straight games against Nevada schools. The last loss they had in their home state was back in the playoffs in 2008 against Palo Verde. I can tell you what I like most, though, about both these coaches, their demeanor. Their demeanor. Both seem like they're good guys who care about their kids. They're in the middle of a 0-0 game that's got national attention, and yet they both seem calm, cool, and collected. And they're both two head coaches don't mind playing some big-time programs. And if they take a loss once in a while, okay, well, it might help us later on in the season as we try to win a state championship. The second half is underway. Xavier Garcia with the kickoff for Centennial. And the Gaels with a nice return there by Ahmad Cianelli. Well, and everybody likes to make adjustments. Obviously, both these staffs been together for a few years. We know that Centennial staff's been together a long time. Bishop Gorman, you know there's going to be some adjustments these guys make, and let's see which team executes better here, especially early in the third quarter. So the Gaels offense takes over from their own 31. Bowens with the keeper up the middle. And he's going to get brought down by Jaden Young along with M.J. Walker. And Richard Taylor talking to us about M.J. Walker. He's a guy that's really made big strides from last year as we take a look at Jaden Young. Yeah, Jaden Young, nice job there. That's just the run-pass option. You're going to see the left guard. This is Taylor pull around. Quarterback's going to read what defense does. This time he keeps it himself, runs it right up the middle. First down by Bowens. Ball's now out to the 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle. And that is Ikaika Ragsdale with the carry. Big, powerful back. He's got good speed and vision as well. Talk about 5'11", 205. We've talked about the schools that have offered him, Arizona, Oregon, BYU. And remember, he's only a junior, so that attention this spring will get even more widespread. Last year as a sophomore, he averaged 8 yards a carry. Second down and 8. Bowens finds his receiver, Odunze, but he's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up third down for the Gaels. Another one of those young players for this Bishop Gorman team, 6'2", 185 pounds. As you mentioned, BYU, Kansas showing interest. You can tell the future is going to be very, very bright for Odunze.
Yeah, he's tall, 6'2". He's got some wheels as well, as we saw in the first half. Had that big catch late in the first half. Cianelli, right side, has room. Breaking tackles. Big run there by Ahmad Cianelli. Finally gets brought down at about the 38, a pickup of 15 for the senior running back.
Well, this one I kind of expect to see from Bishop Gorman earlier in the game. Again, it's going to be the same concept, and the quarterback, Bowens, is just going to read Centennial. He has a guy there to take him. He hands the ball off. If the guy's not there, he keeps the ball. Fantastic job by Bowens reading, and I wouldn't be surprised if Centennial got a bunch of that RPO power run at them in the second half.
And that was the first third down conversion of the game for the Gaels. And on that previous run by Cianelli, did you see big number 71, Bo Taylor, still working his way down the field looking for somebody to block? Taylor, he's committed to go to UCLA, and I think Chip Kelly likes what he sees in that guy.
6'5", 290 pounds, strong, physical. You can see him pull, athletic. Fun to watch kids like that play. We've talked about the size of these offensive linemen and how athletic they are. And look, college coaches look at them and go, I bet you we can put another 20, 25 pounds on him.
They can project pretty well. He was first team All-State last season. Second down and 11. Bowens fires. Nice job defensively by Kieran Clark to break it up. The intended receiver was Donovan Smith.
Donovan Smith doing a little out, and Kieran Clark jumped that route. Ball's thrown a little bit inside, and Kieran Clark got a little quicker jump. That might have been going the other way. You throw those little out patterns, you got to make sure you get the ball outside the receiver.
And if Clark would have been able to come up with that, there would have been no catching him. Clark can run a 10.800 meters. And he had all sorts of green in front of him. 3rd and 11. Bowens fires, overthrows the receiver, intercepted Centennial. Jaden Young working his way across the field, still on his feet. Jaden Young with the big interception for the Coyotes. And Centennial is in business.
We've talked about Jaden Young, how versatile he is. We talked about the pedigree. His older brother at Nebraska. Watch how high this throw from Bowens is. Right into the waiting hands of Young, and sometimes those are the hardest interceptions to catch when nobody's around you, and then he's got a convoy. Got to give a lot of credit to Micah Bowens fighting off a block and able to make the tackle, but great field position for this Coyote offense.
Jaden Young getting interest from UCLA, Arizona. He's got a 3.92 GPA in the classroom with AP and honors classes. First team All-Region last year as a sophomore. Playing both ways here tonight. Still out there on the field. So the Coyotes, excellent field position from the Bishop Gorman 32. Coming off the Jaden Young interception. Morris off to the races, gets tripped up, but a nice pickup there by Morris.
Just a junior for the Coyotes and not just one.
How about Jonathan Morris? Didn't see anything, tucked it and ran.
Got a little pressure, felt it coming from the outside. Nice pocket inside. Saw some real estate to run through, gets tripped up. But, you know, Coach talks about what a great learner he is, high IQ, can make plays with his feet is one of his attributes. He's able to do that right there.
Another smart kid in the Centennial team, 3.85 GPA, AP classes. Handoff this time to the right side to Wee Walker. He's going to get marked down, looks like just short of the first down.
Tell you what, Bam Amini, don't know how many tackles he has right now, but he has been a physical presence inside. Ran underneath that block to make the tackle. He's made plays on the outside. Remember, he's only a junior.
Got a great block there by Andy Belmonte.
So it's going to bring up third and less than a yard
Right up there, and then
for Centennial.
get to my inside, and I'll see what we can do.
Two receivers split to the left. Morris is going to go under center. It's the handoff to Walker, right side, still on his feet. Tawee Walker, touchdown Centennial. Tawee Walker with the 24-yard touchdown run, and the Coyotes strike first.
What great balance. Looked initially like he was going to get thrown for about a 5-yard loss. Then looked like he'd be tackled for about a 5-yard gain. Able to spin, keep his feet, push off. Watch this. Almost gets tackled in the backfield. Spins through 2 tackles, keeps his balance. That's a special running back right there. Something that you just can't teach.
The extra point is no good wide right, but there's a penalty flag.
Are they going to get another shot?
Oh, they're going to decline it. No good. Oh, they're going to decline it. Holding on the offense, number 31. That penalty's declined. The try is no good.
So there is the call. Holding. Extra point, no good. So with 6:30 remaining here in the third quarter, Centennial strikes first. It's time to take a Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Arizona.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more. Only at Circle K.
Now Contour from Cox gets you right to the strange stuff.
Something's coming. Something hungry for blood.
Noble stuff.
The crown must always win.
Show me something dramatic.
And orange stuff. Along with the best stuff on cable. Because Netflix is now on Contour.
How awesome is this place?
Just say it.
Black Mirror.
And get right to the fierce, funny, bold, and bingy stuff. Watch it all on Contour. Just say Netflix to get started.
This week on YurView's high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, Jeremy visits with Rivals.com publisher, network director John Tallman. Jeremy talks with Tallman about what Rivals.com must do to stay ahead in today's competitive landscape and how the premium content model is popular in sports journalism. Jeremy also breaks down the biggest high school games of the week, including tonight's matchup right here between Bishop Gorman and Centennial. All that and more on this week's episode of Over the Middle podcast. Check it out at YurView.com.
Well, the scoring drive starts from the defense. Jaden Young with the interception. And then 3 straight runs, 32 yards. I think Coach Richard Taylor, his offensive coordinator, Ian Comas, were maybe listening to us at halftime and said, hey, maybe those guys know what they're talking about. We should run the football. And worked out well for them. And then, of course, as you mentioned during the break, missed the extra point.
And we got the kickoff is recovered by Centennial. M.J. Walker with the recovery. The kick by Xavier Garcia. Another big special teams play.
Kicks it right at him. Looks like it was something that was meant to be. What a great momentum swing for this Centennial football team. Saw something on film. Took advantage of it.
And remember, Centennial not exactly comfortable with their kicking situation, so why not take a shot at trying to fire the ball into one of the up players and recover it. So great call there by Richard Taylor and special teams coach
Prior to the
Steve
snap,
Isaac.
false start in the offense, number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And just as he gained that momentum off the special teams fumble recovery, then you get the 5-yard penalty. But still the Coyotes with excellent field position coming off the first score of the game, the Tawi Walker 24-yard touchdown run. The former Mojave High School player from North Las Vegas, now playing for the Centennial Coyotes here. And he gets Centennial and his new mates on the board. And Walker with the carry again right there. Bishop Gorman's defense comes up, makes the nice stop in on the tackle. Number 24, Brian Surtain.
Surtain, Connor Fryer. You can see this Bishop Gorman football team has a lot of talent, a lot of young talent. And it'll be interesting to see as this season goes along, do they continue to get better and better and better?
You got to think they will. The experience is just going to help this young Gaels team. 2nd down and 13. Morris has room, fires, has his receiver, goes in and out of the hands of number 11 for Centennial, Andre Dimbidi.
Well, and that's one where I think if you're Jonathan Morris and you're going to watch film tomorrow morning, a lot of green grass in front of you. Maybe you just tuck that, get as many yards as you can, make it 3rd down and very manageable.
Instead, it's 3rd down and 13 with 5:41 remaining here, 3rd quarter. Morris with the screen, wide open, JL Stark fighting to get to the 40-yard line. Let's see where they spot it.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see where they spot it, because right now it's not a 1st down. Again, another screen. Bishop Gorman hasn't caught on to this yet. 4th or 5th as they're getting ready to run a quick.
4th down and 1. Coyotes hurry up and they get the 1st down. JL Stark with the carry. And Centennial moves the chains. A big 4th down conversion there.
Well, a little bit fortunate as Morris and Stark ran into each other. Stark still able to find his way to pick up the 1st down.
So the drive continues for the Coyotes at the Bishop Gorman 39. Morris rolls out to his right, has a wide open receiver. In and out of the hands of Eric Haney. What a well-designed play. Haney was wide open.
Well, it just can be so disheartening. You're rolling out to your right as a left-handed quarterback. You put the ball right on the hands of your receiver who's wide open.
Looked like Haney injured himself, grabbing his left knee as he kind of hobbled off the field. Let's hope that he's okay. 2nd and 10. Morris again tries that right side, and that one goes through the hands of A.J. Jackson.
I wonder if that ball's got a little bit of sweat on it. It seems like a little bit slippery, but again, we watched this Centennial team have success running the football against Bishop Gorman, and now in the first 2 downs, after they pick up a 1st down, it's 2 throws, 2 incompletions, and now 3rd down and long.
Granted, they're incompletions, but 2 very catchable balls, but this ended up hitting the ground. In fact, the 2nd half, passing-wise for Morris, 1 of 4 for 12 yards. 3rd and 10. Morris tucks it, now gets rid of it. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And it looks like Centennial's going to go ahead and set up for a punt as they have the ball at the Gaels' 39-yard line. Jackson back to punt. Going to try to pin the Gaels deep in their own territory. Jackson gets the nice bounce, fielding it on the hop was Rome Odunze. Nice job there by the Centennial special teams on the coverage.
Very dangerous play by Odunze. 3 or 4 red jerseys around you, jump up, grab the ball. Not sure if that's not exactly what Coach Sanchez is talking to him about.
Well, it's definitely a heartfelt message, whatever that was.
I don't think it's a conversation of where we're going for dinner after the game.
I don't believe so. But that is a very fired up Kenny Sanchez, head coach for Bishop Gorman. The Gaels have yet to score this season. They were shut out in the first game against Mater Dei of Southern California, number 2 team in the country. And through 2.5 quarters here tonight, they have yet to score against the Centennial Coyotes.
Dylan Wampler in on the tackle, those defensive tackles, Watkins, Garcia doing a nice job. And you talk about not scoring. You go through 6 quarters, and now it's building on 7 quarters, and things just start to get a little bit tight, and you start to press a little bit. And a lot of times, that's when guys can make mistakes because you try to do more than just what you're supposed to do.
So Bishop Gorman's got trips to the right. One receiver split to the left. And they're going to go to that left side. And that ball gets knocked away. Great defense by the cornerback, Kieran Clark. He's had a terrific game here tonight. It looks like he's coming up a little bit gingerly. It looks like he might have a cramp.
Really nice job by Clark. You're going up against Donovan Smith, a very well-thrown football. Gets his right hand in there to knock it loose. You can see why Kieran Clark has those offers. BYU, Nevada, NAU. And what stinks is once these cramps starts sitting in, really hard to get rid of them during the game.
Now, I talked to the players earlier in the week, and they cramped up in the season opener against Castile. They would give the players mustard shots to get rid of the cramps. Let's see if he gets a little squirt of mustard from the trainer here. But have you ever heard of that before?
I've heard of drinking pickle juice. I've heard of mustard shots through you. There's all sorts of wacky things out there. But at the end of the day, you can only, everybody says drink water, drink water. You can only put so much water into your body. As you see a number of guys getting their calves, mostly where your cramping will start in a football game, as it's 96 degrees. Feels like 97. Humidity 29%.
Well, as they try to get Kieran Clark stretched out here, it's now here from Centennial head coach Richard Taylor about the identity of the 2018 Coyotes team.
I kind of hope it's team, teammate, self. That everybody, including the coaches, puts team first, then your teammates, and yourself last. And it's truly amazing what can happen when you do that. Instead of trying to put yourself first. And if you put team first and you do well, you're going to get recognized anyway.
Well, it seems to work pretty well for Coach Taylor. He's in his 42nd year as a head coach, and he's won 296 games, 4 away from 300 career wins.
Do you think he uses Grecian formula?
He's got to.
I mean, his hair hasn't changed color in the 10 years that I've known him. Kind of jealous.
Well, when you're winning state championships every year.
Yeah, but that's still stress.
No.
That's still stress.
Winning over 10 games every year. got nothing to worry about. Third down for Bishop Gorman. Shot down the field. Looking for Odunze. Can't connect. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
You know, it's just like football. You have a really good player like Clark go out, and you have a sub come in, Eric Haney, the junior. Hey, let's go at him. Let's see if we can't take advantage of it. No football coach worth his salt isn't going to take a shot at the new guy.
So Bishop Gorman set to punt again. Donovan Smith.
Another special team situation with not enough guys on the field.
Now the Gaels had a high snap on the last punt. And we're going to have a whistle before we get a snap here. Just need to reset. So Smith in his own end zone gets it away. A.J. Jackson just going to let this one roll. And the Gaels get a nice bounce here. A 47-yard punt by Donovan Smith. Well, Monster Jam is adrenaline-charged family entertainment providing jaw-dropping displays and gravity-defying feats that leave fans on the edge of their seats. The biggest stars on four wheels return to University of Phoenix Stadium on October 6th. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. So we got 3:52 remaining third quarter. Richard Taylor's Coyotes, they lead Bishop Gorman 6-0. Centennial will take over. Excellent field position at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, here we go,
Chris Harris here along with Dale Hellstray. So glad you could join us here. Game time on YurView Arizona. And how about that Gaels defensive front coming up with the sack? Looked like almost like a clothesline back there. In on the tackle, Falcon Kamatule, who is committed to Utah.
Bishop Gorman, defender, about 40 yards away from the play.
So we got more cramps. This time it's on Bishop Gorman's side. Number 21, Amante Beverly, the junior cornerback. He's now getting tended to.
He's been all over the football field making plays, and you can kind of see that calf cramping. But again, I'm just not quite sure why Centennial has gotten enamored with the pass again after the success they've had here in the third quarter, especially on their lone touchdown drive.
And it's not like they don't have a nice running back to work with. Tawi Walker, we've seen him have some success here tonight. As we see Beverly get tended to. So it's going to be second down and 15. A loss of 5 yards on the sack by Kamatule. Morris steps back, steps up in the pocket, tries to evade the rush, can't do it. Another sack by that Bishop Gorman defense. Number 58, Connor Fryer, in to make the play, one of the emotional leaders of this Gaels defense.
Yeah, we've called his name a lot. He's wreaking havoc inside, and again, you're dropping back and throwing the ball and kind of playing into the hands of this pass rush and probably out of your strength.
So it's going to bring up third and 20. 2:50 remaining third quarter. Coyotes with the 6-0 lead. The lone points coming on the Tawi Walker 24-yard touchdown run earlier this quarter. Third and 20. Morris, right side, has room to run. Tucks it, goes right sideline. Morris finally steps out of bounds near midfield. Boy, Morris showing some great wheels there, working the right side. It's going to bring up about 4th and about 4.
3 straight passes. You're going to see pressure coming from every which way. This Bishop Gorman defense, and they're not even having to blitz anymore to get pressure.
Jackson back to receive.
3 straight dropbacks and 1 scramble, almost picks up the first down.
So the Bishop Gorman defense forcing Centennial to punt once again. A.J. Jackson to get it away for the Coyotes. It's going to be a short punt. Odunze telling everybody to get away from it. And the ball actually hit one of the Centennial players. Looked like the ball hit at the feet of Mark Jacob.
I think they'll mark the ball at the 32-yard line.
Tyler Caramelli and his crew are going to gather and figure out the spot of the ball.
Well, 2 minutes left to go.
Let's see if they follow your lead and put it at the 32.
Coyotes hold on to a 6-point lead.
Instead, they go to the 41.
Well, again, they don't have the benefit of instant replay.
Ball's on the 41-yard line, 1st and 10.
So you see Mark Jacob there.
Coyotes in a defensive set.
He's fighting off a blocker, and you see it hit his foot there.
Just the law of physics would tell you that something forced the football to shoot back 10 yards.
Bowens fires down the middle of the field, has his receiver, Odunze. Big pickup by that Gaels offense. And it's Bowens to Odunze for the 30-yard pickup. That's the second big connection we've seen from those two here tonight.
Little post pattern. Again, when you talk about Odunze, you're 6'2", 185 pounds, goes up high, gets it at the top, under one defender, front of another defender. Just better execution picked by Bishop Gorman.
So this Gaels offense trying to get some momentum going here. Under 2 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Have the ball at the Coyotes' 29-yard line. Bowens fires over the outstretched hands of the intended receiver Odunze, but a penalty flag comes down. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty against Kieran Clark.
Looks like there might have been a little bit of contact down there. Obviously, it's always a judgment
pass interference,
call.
defense number 17. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
Little comeback route. There's obviously, if you're a Bishop Gorman fan, you're saying it's blatant. You got to call it. If you're a Centennial fan, you're going, that was incidental contact. Did they even touch?
It was the left arm we couldn't see on that look there. That I have a feeling that's what the officials saw. So 1st and 10. Bowens keeps it up the middle, still on his feet. Inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal for the Gaels. Micah Bowens showing that athleticism.
Touchdown was saved by Tyler Watkins.
Right there, going straight ahead. You know, you're going to sit here and watch this offense run the same blocking scheme time and time again. And if you're Bishop Gorman, you're saying we need to impose our will on them. Can't do that throwing the football. You can do that running the football.
And it's Ahmad Cianelli taking the snap, the running back, and he gets tripped up in the backfield. In on the tackle, Sire Fields. We got penalty flags flying from every direction.
Well, it looked like it was away from the play. Was it after the play?
We got a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. Coyotes up 6-0.
A personal foul, defense number 67. Half the distance to the goal.
Yeah, they did.
So the penalty is against Tyler Watkins, senior captain.
And that's Watkins, 67. He was completely away from the ball. Looked like he got blocked to the ground.
First and goal from the 4. Ragsdale with the carry. Pickup of a couple. Second and goal.
You got to give it up to this Coyote defense where they have dug in and done everything they can do. Let's have a round post.
See, this Bishop Gorman team is what's got to be so frustrating. You're moving the ball, and get down here inside the 5-yard line, and your offense has stalled once and now putting pressure on you.
And we've now got a timeout on the field called by Centennial head coach Richard Taylor. He wants to talk things over as Bishop Gorman now inside the 5-yard line. Wants to make sure that defense is set.
You mentioned in the first half, Andrew Taylor, his son, defensive coordinator. One of those great traits that Richard Taylor has, trusts his assistant coaches, been with him for a long time. It's how you build continuity, and he's having a conversation right now with Tyler Watkins.
Let's now hear from Centennial head coach Richard Taylor talking about taking on big-time national competition.
We played Long Beach Poly 2 years ago, then we played St. Thomas last year, and it lets the kids know that there's some pretty good football teams and football players all over the country, and that they have to work hard. If we want to reach our goals, it's work every day. It's a grind, and sometimes it's not fun, but in the end it can be rewarding if you continue working as hard as you can.
Well, the Coyotes have a big challenge here, trying to stop Bishop Gorman. Bowens rolls to the right, fires the end zone, pass is batted down. The Coyotes defense comes up big, and it's Tawi Walker with the play.
Really nice job. They run the naked boot option. They're going to have everybody going to the left, and then quarterback comes out to the right. Run pass option. Watch Walker go up in the air and just deflect that pass enough to go into the ground. What an athletic play by the running back combo linebacker.
And it's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 2. Bowens up top. And the pass falls incomplete. Centennial's defense comes up with the big stop. Huge play there by the Coyotes.
Well, let's see if every Coyote's going to walk back to the sideline. You saw Walker limping a little bit. Get a great play fake here, and then you're going to try and dump it into the receiver, thinking that everybody is coming up to stop the run on 4th down. Watch number 31 right there in the middle of your screen, able to get a hand on it. That's number 9 for Bishop Gorman. Don't have a number 9 on the roster that I have.
Falcon Kamatule, 6'8" tall. Tried to go up top, but MJ Walker there to make the play for the Coyotes.
Well, what's concerning if you're a Centennial fan is seeing a few of these guys. Jaden Young now down with cramps. We're not even in to the 4th quarter, as this 3rd quarter's taken about an hour and a half to play.
So Jaden Young now getting tended to in the Centennial end zone. And Richard Taylor is having a little check up on one of his star players. Well, and you would think after all the guys that cramped up in the first game this season against Castile, Richard Taylor, he said he was going to get the message across to these guys. They got to stay hydrated and not have these cramps come up.
It's easy for Richard Taylor to say that. It's easy for you to sit up here in the cool comforts of the press box and say that.
It is nice up here.
I'm telling you that it's very difficult to drink enough water to keep that in your body and be able to perform sometimes you just run out. Yes, you can get the message across. You can do your best, but every once in a while, it's going to happen to the best of them.
And they continue to work on Jaden Young as we take a look at our YurView Arizona TV schedule. Next week, Apollo at Mater Dei, and then Dale, the big Scottsdale rivalry game of Chaparral at Saguaro. That's always a fun matchup.
It is a fun matchup when we get to see it.
Desert Vista at Mountain Point, the Ahwatukee Bowl. Liberty at Pinnacle. We're going to have a chance to see the top-rated quarterback in the country in Spencer Rattler in that one. October 12th, Peoria at Hamilton, another attractive matchup. A game out in the East Valley.
Fun schedule this season.
As always, Rich Reed always does a terrific job putting together that schedule for us.
Rich Reed made an appearance tonight.
Yeah.
Sporting his new little bucket hat.
Got the bucket hat going, working for him. Might see that on the golf course here sometime soon. It's always good to have the big dogs out here. Less than 10 seconds remaining here. There's the handoff up the middle to J.L. Stark. And we are through 3 quarters here at Centennial High School. And it is the Coyotes leading the Bishop Gorman Gaels by a score of 6-0. The lone score of the game by Tawi Walker. 24-yard touchdown run. The fourth quarter when we come back. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona.
What is Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas? We are a true Arizona original, serving carefully prepared, authentic Sonoran-style cuisine since 1983. We are time-honored family recipes using only the freshest ingredients. Good fun, a family place, a gathering place. We are happy faces and happy hours. We are your new favorite neighborhood hangout. Valle Luna Mexican Food and Cantinas.
See it, hear it, feel it. Monster Jam. Where the only thing bigger than the trucks is the air they catch. See Gravedigger, Max Dean, Son of a Digger, and more of your favorite Monster Jam trucks. Presented by official partners America's Best Contacts and Eyeglasses and BKT Tires. Tickets start at $15. Restrictions may apply. University of Phoenix Stadium, October 6th.
Join Jane Manzuras on Creative Living as she shares fun and inspiring ideas for enriching your life.
I'm Jane Manzuras, and on the next Creative Living, we're heading back to school. Plus, great ideas for after-school snacks that are quick and easy. And a lesson in making friendship bracelets that'll have a lot of bling.
Watch Creative Living Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday on YurView and YurView.com.
And here are this week's Smashburger top players of the week. Smashburger, the new way to burger. How about Gunnar Cruz, the Washington State commit? 6 touchdowns in the win over Apollo. DJ Johnson comes off the bench to replace Spencer Rattler, who rolled his ankle. He leads the Pioneers to the victory over Mountain Point. How about Arcadia? Paxton Earl, Kerry Taylor has that team 2-0 on the season. They didn't even win a game last year, 0-10. Lucas Wright, he's now got over 100 yards in his first 2 games. Jake Smith, 6 TDs, 11 total TDs in his first 2 games. Vincent Wagner goes for almost 300 yards, 6 touchdowns in their tight loss to Carl Hayden. How about Bijan Robinson from South Point down in Tucson? 301 yards, 4 TDs. All of that came in the first half. And then how about Coleman Owen? 6 catches, 3 of them go for touchdowns. And Higley's win over Horizon, a game played up at Sky Dome in NAU.
Always play those early season games up there, and fun for the kids to go up and play in the dome.
Here we go, starting it up, 4th quarter.
And a great atmosphere here tonight at Centennial High School to get Labor Day weekend going. Great turnout by the Coyotes and the Gaels as well. Fourth quarter is underway. Morris with the keeper. And he gets stacked up by that Bishop Gorman defense.
Well, again, you're looking at this field position. Centennial's defense has done such a tremendous job of bending but not breaking and getting the ball back. But we certainly do not want to have a turnover down here at this juncture of the football game.
3rd and 7. Handoff, nice cut right there. Big pickup for the Coyotes. And how about number 25, Mark Jacob, the junior running back, pickup of 24 yards for the 3rd down conversion. It gives the Coyotes a little bit of breathing room.
Just a really nice read on Jacob's part. They're going to pull. You're going to watch this. They're going to pull and kick out, but watch Jacob coming here and then cut it back across that green. Makes one guy miss. Picks up the 1st down. Tremendous job with the read.
Big pickup there by Jacob. 1st and 10, Centennial from the 30. There's a shot down the field. Not able to haul it in is J.L. Stark. Great effort there by Centennial, but just couldn't quite connect.
Well, you know, another thing I'm going to say is I see him with his gloves on. You know, you're in the second half of this game. You've been sweating, been making tackles. Those gloves do not help you when they're sweaty and they're wet and they're slippery. I just wish I'd see more of these receivers not wear gloves.
And that pass gets batted down. Making the play there, Trevin Ma'ae.
I haven't mentioned his name for a while. Talked about USC, ASU, Utah, Oregon, all showing interest. One of the most talented defensive ends on the West Coast. And now again, Centennial comes out after a long run. 1st down, throw the ball incomplete. 2nd down, try a screen incomplete. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
2 receivers split to the right, 2 to the left. Morris alone in shotgun, throws it up top, looks for the receiver on the outside, and it falls incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Coyotes, and they bring out the punting unit.
Well, I mean, if you take a look down the field when Morris throws the ball, there's not a receiver that doesn't have a defensive back within half a yard of him. Great coverage down the field. Morris throws it up. I'm not exactly sure what the Centennial coaching staff is hoping to accomplish by that, but no way you're going to complete that ball.
Jackson gets it away end over end. Making the catch and get knocked around a little bit is Odunze. But the Gaels are going to have good field position. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 42-yard line.
One completion in the second half for Centennial. And the thing that always scares you is, you know, you're sitting there, your defense has just played its hearts out. In the 4th quarter, 10.5 minutes left, and you're one slip away of defensive back or a linebacker from being down 7-6.
It's a one-play game, 6-0 the score. Trips to the right. One receiver to the left. And we got another Centennial player hobbling off the field.
Could have got him for rocking there, but they didn't, and see him cut back against the grain. Again, I just say, I think whoever decides they're going to run the football for the last 10 minutes and 27 seconds is going to win this football game.
Ragsdale with that carry. They're going to give it to him again. And it looks like this Bishop Gorman offensive front might be wearing down Centennial a little bit here in the fourth quarter.
Inside of that offensive line for them, we've talked about Bo Taylor, the commit to UCLA, who's 285 pounds. Kenny Collins is a center, 270 pounds. Cade Briggs, the right guard, Air Force, Army, Tulane, showing interest in him, 285 pounds. More fun for these guys to come off the football and run block.
And then you got Ragsdale, who's 205 pounds. He's a wrecking ball back there. Bowens across the middle of the field has Odunze. Big pickup there for the Gaels. First and goal.
Stopped by Young, but that's a first and goal.
And the ball is marked at the Centennial 8-yard line.
Fake the handoff. Centennial come with the blitz off the edge. Doesn't quite get there. Nice quick route by Odunze. First down. This is where Bishop Gorman has stalled a few times this evening.
Look at Odunze's numbers. 4 catches for over 100 yards. First and goal, Gaels. Handoff up the middle. With the carries, Ahmad Cianelli, 3-year varsity player, starting running back last year, and he gained 1,000 yards.
Yeah, and both these running backs, you talk about almost spitting image of each other. Cianelli, 5'10", 200 pound. Ragsdale, 5'11", 205. Ragsdale only a junior, Cianelli a senior.
Second and goal from the 4. Ragsdale up the middle. Fights for the goal line. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it just short of the goal line. It's going to bring up third down. That Centennial defense is battling to keep this shutout alive.
You can see Jordan Mack right there. Just watch right in here the physicality. Watch the slanting. Jordan Mack, the right tackle, motioning to the Bishop Gorman coaching staff. Let's run it again. Let's run it again.
Third and goal inside the 1. Ragsdale. No sign of a touchdown. They're going to mark him short, and there's a penalty flag now. Oh, my.
Well, in the replay, we'll be able to see where that knee hit.
So it looked like he tripped, fell short of the goal line, but let's see what the penalty flag is for.
After the 4th down play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 77, a 15-yard penalty. 4th down.
So the penalty's called against Jordan Mack, 77.
Let's see where that knee goes down. Tell you what, it's one of those that you're going to be sitting there. That's in the NFL. It's going to take them 5 minutes to review it, and they're probably going to get it wrong. But at the end of the day, it's the unsportsmanlike conduct that's going to cost Bishop Gorman there on Jordan Mack, the right tackle.
You cannot have an unsportsmanlike conduct. So instead of having the ball inside the 1, the ball is now out at the 16-yard line. So it's 4th and goal from the 16. And Bishop Gorman head coach Kenny Sanchez hurries over to the official to call a timeout. with 7:10 remaining here, fourth quarter. The Gaels trailing the Coyotes 6-0.
It's almost like there's a steel door on the goal line for Bishop Gorman that's just not allowing them in. I don't know if I've seen another team drive down inside the 5-yard line as many times in one game as Bishop Gorman and not get in the end zone.
Well, last year, Centennial didn't give up a point until their fourth game of the season against Pinnacle. Well, we've talked about Bishop Gorman, what a powerhouse program that they are. And you look at these numbers here, since 2009, 3 national championships. They have won the last 9 state championships, 97 straight wins against Nevada schools. Just one of the top programs in the country.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Got to do a game from up there. They have unbelievable facilities. Put them up against any facilities of any high school in the country and right up against a lot of small colleges.
Well, a big challenge here for Kenny Sanchez and his Gaels here. 4th and goal from the 16. Trips to Bones is right. Fires to the middle of the field. Intercepted! Dylan Wampler with the interception for the Coyotes. Gets knocked out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, but that Centennial defense comes up with a big stop.
Another flag went down. See if they call this on Micah Bowens. The quarterback, after running Wampler out of bounds, kind of threw a body check at one of the Centennial players come out the sideline. So we'll see. There's another 15 yards tacked on.
Now we got a flag down. I didn't see it.
After the play, personal foul, number 9, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Yeah, I think they got everything right there, but the number, you see the dropping back into that zone defense. Doesn't see Wampler hiding there, trying to make a play, and Wampler gets it out. There's Bowens making another tackle.
Wampler just kind of sitting in the middle of the field there. And
well, you have that luxury when it's 4th and forever and to play that zone defense. Let your linebackers just read the quarterback's eyes.
That's now 3 turnovers on the night for that Bishop Gorman's offense. And here on the runs, Tawee Walker, right side, still on his feet. Big run there by Tawee Walker. Pickup of 32 yards. And Dale, maybe they're starting to listen to you. Work that ground game.
Well, I tell you what, really nice run there by Walker. Took a minute for the hole to open up. He was patient, then he exploded. You're going to see right there, number 70, Jacob Fife pulling and kicking out. Jacob Fife, surgery on June 12th. Fought to get back, surgery on his knee, fought to get back to play in the first game, played about 20 snaps, played the whole game tonight, a 3.96 GPA and honors courses here in his senior year.
By the way, did that run remind you of another former Centennial running back this year, the last couple of years?
Well, I was going to say he kind of reminded me of the Pittsburgh Steelers running back, but I forgot his name or else I was going to say it. The hesitation, then the explosion, and the power. I know you're thinking of Zidane Thomas. Yes. I'm thinking bigger than that.
Racked up by certain on the stop. Picks up a couple.
Le'Veon Bell.
See, you couldn't remember it either. We need the stats.
Well, I didn't know how far back you were going. Jared Donovan's our stats guy with the assist on that one.
I wasn't going back to Franco Harris.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought you were digging deep on this one. Well, regardless, Tawee Walker, terrific back in his own right. 2nd down and 6, under 6 minutes remaining. Big run by, this time, Mark Jacob. Didn't hear a lot about Mark Jacob in our meetings with Centennial, but he has come out here and gotten some things done here for the Coyotes.
George Roeder, the other guard, 6'1", 290, looking to pull down the line, kick out, physical. Talk about wearing this defense down a little bit. They're taking their time getting up to the ball. There's no time clock here at Centennial's football field, but you can watch the back judge, and when his hand starts motioning, it means there's 5 seconds left on the play clock.
And that's exactly what the Coyotes quarterback, Jonathan Morris, is doing. He's keeping an eye on him. Another handoff, Jacob once again. Nice pickup there by Jacob. And then one of the concerns coming into tonight's game for Centennial coach Richard Taylor is, you touched on it earlier, Dale, this offensive line, they're young. They got 1 junior, 2 sophomores, and then the 2 seniors in Fife and Keltner. He wanted to see how the offensive line gelled.
Well, and you got a big one in Oscar Abundis, 6'6", 330. He's a sophomore. Caden Miles, 6'4", 290. But they're young, they're green. This is the bright lights in a really good football team they're playing against.
Walker once again picks up some blocks. You mean knocked out of bounds just short of the 1st down. Talking with Tawi Walker. He said he's good friends with a few of the players for Bishop Gorman. QB Micah Bowens, running back Ikaika Ragsdale, the right tackle Jordan Mack, cornerback Amante Beverly. He said he still stays in communication with those guys, and he said he was going to keep it relatively limited this week heading into tonight's game. But, you know, there's some serious bragging rights at stake for him.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. And you got to tip your cap to him in the game that he's played tonight, along with that offensive line.
4 minutes remain. Walker again. This time, Bishop Gorman defense steps up and makes the stop in on the tackle. Kamatule, defensive end.
Well, he's a leader. He's powerful against the run. Committed to Utah, as you talked about. I mean, 6'8", 243. Got to think a year training table, and what can this kid turn into in a couple years?
You see Walker is a yard short from the 100-yard mark. I think Kyle Whittingham at Utah is going to like getting Kamatuli on campus up there in Salt Lake City. Morris, plenty of room on that left side, cuts it back in, slides down before taking the big hit. Great job there by Morris, picks up as much as he can, then slides down.
Really smart play by Jonathan Morris. As Coach Taylor had said, high IQ, can make plays with his feet. You roll him out to his left. He's a left-handed quarterback. Easier for him to throw the football if you had to. Tell him if nothing's there, go get what you can. And you see this clock continue to disappear on what is a very Centennial-like drive as we move towards 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
The Coyotes with 149 rushing yards in the second half. And they look for more here. Mark Jacob, have yourself a game. Mark Jacob, the junior running back, 5'8", 170 pounds. We have a flag down, but
you have a few flags down. As you can see, the frustration boiling over with Bishop Gorman, and it's things that are happening away from the play, defensive back and wide receiver. Not sure if they're going to call offsetting.
What side of the ball you're on, only one thing can happen. Only one's good. Only two things can happen.
Mark Jacob, 5'8", 170. He runs hard.
After the play, personal foul, number 11 of the offense. Number 11 has been disqualified. First down.
So that's Andre Dembidi for Centennial, and his night is done.
Well, and obviously we couldn't see what happened. You know this is an emotional game. You know that you have to keep your emotions in check. So you're marching down. See if Coach Sanchez starts using his timeouts, as we're now below 2 minutes.
So 1st and 10 for the Coyotes. Walker up the middle, still on his feet. Boy, Tawee Walker just does not want to go down to the ground. He's battling out there.
Well, you got to be careful there, fighting for those extra yards as a running back, because remember, they are going to come in and strip the ball. The first guy, second guy going to hold you up. Other guys are going to come in and try and knock that ball loose.
Timeout in the field. We'll take it as well. Circle K Polar Pop timeout. Your cup, your rules. And it was the interception by Dylan Wampler. Stops the Bishop Gorman drive. 2:16 remaining. Game time on YurView, Arizona. We'll be right back.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Hey Arizona, Circle K is home of the 89-cent any-size Polar Pop Foam Cup. Fill up the cup that stays cold longer with your favorite flavor and enjoy all day long. You can get any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents every day. That's right, any size Polar Pop Foam Cup for just 89 cents. Head to Circle K now and get a Polar Pop Cup and so much more, only at Circle K.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
Welcome back to Game Time on YurView, Arizona. 1:42 remaining, fourth quarter. Centennial leading Bishop Gorman by a score of 6-0. Let's now take a look at our play of the game. And it is the 24-yard touchdown run by Tawee Walker.
Walker, what a nice job. Watch him bouncing off tackles, keeping that balance low, center of gravity. Boy, oh boy, what a big play and a big part of the game. Took a couple shots. Very, very impressive performance by Tawee Walker, the senior from Nevada. Remember last year, Mojave gained over 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, almost 10 yards per carry. See the numbers tonight.
Not sure what it is. It's over on the other
over the century mark and the lone score of the game. And another penalty flag has been thrown. It was near the Bishop Gorman sideline. Gaels head coach Kenny Sanchez expressing his frustration to the officials.
Well, with that, now if you're Centennial, you can just take a knee.
Bishop Gorman with one timeout remaining. 2nd down and 5. Walker up the middle, touchdown Coyotes. Tawee Walker with the 9-yard touchdown run, his second score of the night.
Well, I know it's so hard to do or tell a kid, but Walker would have been better off just going down on the 2-yard line, running this clock out, because now you give Bishop Gorman a chance.
the kid from Las Vegas playing against some of his old buddies.
He already had his touchdown and a victory. How's that taste?
He wants the exclamation point. So on now to kick the extra point is Carlos Moran Esparza. And before we can get to that, timeout by Centennial. We take a look at Tawi Walker. Over 100 yards on the night, a pair of touchdowns. Came up with a big stop defensively with a deflected pass as Bishop Gorman was trying to get the touchdown. Take a look at the scoring drive. 9 plays, 79 yards. Almost 5.5 minutes off the clock.
Well, and, you know, I can remember back to last year when really I think Centennial shocked the United States when they beat St. Thomas Aquinas. Running back by the name of Zidane Thomas was the one that carried them, and I think you could look at Tyree Walker and say he's done the same tonight.
Take a look at some of the runs here by Walker. He's so big, he's so strong, but he's got some wheels as well. Then you look at Mark Jacob, 5'8", 170, the junior running back. He's getting some work done behind that offensive line as well.
Two completely different backs. Got to give a lot of credit to that offensive line. Miles, Roeder, Keltner, Fife, Abundis up front.
So the extra point by Carlos Moran Esparza is good. So that makes it 13-0 with 1:36 remaining.
Well, I know you got to talk with Coach Sanchez this week, and
he was a great guy, by the way.
You know,
appreciate his time.
You could tell that at halftime, even though frustrated with a bunch of things that went on, could still have a conversation with us at halftime. But, you know, he said, hey, the team needs to mature as this season goes along. They need to realize that games are won in the offseason and in practice. And a lot of times you lose a bunch of your seniors, a bunch of your leaders. It makes it difficult to impress upon that on the younger kids how important that is, because you just think, hey, we're Bishop Gorman. We beat everybody.
And he was also very big about, we don't live in the past. Those teams that won the last 9 state championships, that's not you guys. You guys weren't not part of that as this unit. So you guys need to go out there and you got to prove yourselves as a brand new team this season. And there is the short kick, and fielding it was number 8 for Bishop Gorman. And that is the defensive end, Trevin Ma'ae, falls down on it. Now, Bishop Gorman, they have not started a season 0-2 since 2005. And unless they can get a pair of touchdowns here in the last minute and a half, that's what they're looking at as we look at the numbers for Bowens. Look at that. Yards per completion. 25 yards per completion. He's going to have to air it out here. Bowens fires, looking for the intended receiver, Donovan Smith. Gets knocked away.
Boy, you can see the arm strength on Bowens. Yeah, I think it's just the accuracy, and he'll get better. Remember, he's only a junior. Second varsity start here in Phoenix. You can see him by the end of the year and going into next year. Why Nebraska, Arizona, BYU, why those schools have offered him.
Bowens finds Smith, this time middle of the field. First down and more for the Gaels. Smith gets brought down at the 46-yard line. They'll move the chains. And that is the one thing when you look at Bishop Gorman, Dale, they got some young players, but they got some talented players. Get some game experience under their belt, you can see how they'll be just fine once they get towards the postseason back in Nevada.
Yeah, these guys are going to have a couple games under their belt. You talk about those juniors and how good can they become by the time they start playing Nevada competition.
Bowens escapes the rush, has his receiver. First down, Bishop Gorman making the catch is Aaron Labig, the junior wide receiver, number 89.
Well, I've always said to whether you're a Saguaro, you're a Centennial, you're a Bishop Gorman, it's your choice whether you want to put the record on your state championship ring. But I think playing this type of competition gets you ready for those playoff games later on in the year.
Bowens steps up, fires. No receiver there. Odunze was the nearest receiver. Yeah, you look at how Bishop Gorman, they started off the year playing against Mater Dei, Southern California, national powerhouse team. Then they hit the road, come out here to take on Centennial. And as you touched on a moment ago, they knocked off St. Thomas Aquinas last year. Centennial won state championships 3 of the last 4 years. Pass is complete. Odunze steps out of bounds. 28 seconds remain.
Well, and again, I think you're going to look at it, and if you're Bishop Gorman, somehow, some way, you've got to be able to run the ball better, more effectively, more often. Make that your priority because you've got a couple really good running backs. You've got some big offensive linemen. And I know here in the second half they've had to throw the ball, or really in the fourth quarter they've had to throw the ball. But before that, didn't have to throw the ball as much as you did.
And there's Micah Bowens showing off his legs. Didn't see anything downfield, so he tucked it and ran. And it looks like another flag has been dropped right in the middle.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 44 of the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Sportsmanlike conduct was.
Well, I tell you what, that's going to be Coach Taylor's coaching point this week. Obviously, we didn't see it. They'll be able to probably see it on film. And Coach Taylor's Centennial teams are very, very disciplined.
Bowens looking for the right corner. Donovan Smith falls incomplete. Certainly some teaching moments, as you say.
Well, it's much
will come out of this game for Coach Taylor and Coach Sanchez.
Much more enjoyable to have teaching points when you win than when you lose.
Second down and goal. Bowens, middle of the field. The catch is made. Touchdown, Bishop Gorman. And is Rome Odunze with the nice sliding catch. And the Gaels are on the board for the first time here tonight.
Which is why I told you no need to score, because now your defense has had to go out and play all these snaps. And now you're going to have to put your hands team out there because they're going to onside kick. And if they happen to recover, they're going to have one shot at a Hail Mary when all you had to do was take a knee and let's get out of here.
And Bowens has the arm. He can sling it. Extra point was good. So we've got 9.5 seconds remaining. As Bishop Gorman and Rome Odunze, they get their first points not only tonight, but of the season. So we all know what's coming up. It's going to be the onside kick.
That might break the seal for Bishop Gorman moving forward. Obviously, you got your offense in the end zone. But yeah, I'm just one of those guys that's always thinking, okay, so what well, I run this play. What are the repercussions on it? And I don't know how many plays they had on that drive. 9 more plays my defense had to play. Now an onside kick team that doesn't want to be out there because a couple of them are going to get rocked and rolled. And still a chance for Bishop Gorman to maybe win the football game.
And it's going to be Dylan Hamika. And it goes out of bounds. Flag comes out.
Out of bounds.
Well, that should do it. But to your point, Dale, Bishop Gorman did have the opportunity to try to make something happen.
But after coach, the receiving team has the decision-making ability. We kick it or take the ball. I think there's no doubt here. Everybody knows.
So the Coyotes come out.
9 seconds left.
Bishop Gorman still has 1 timeout remaining as the Coyotes, they get into the victory formation.
That's what good teams do.
Morris takes the knee. And Bishop Gorman will let the clock run out. And the Centennial Coyotes, they knock off the Bishop Gorman Gaels. 13-7 the final. We're going to step aside for a quick break. We'll hear from Centennial when we come back. The Coyotes get the victory. You're watching Game Time on YurView Arizona. We'll be right back.
Tonight's Game Time player of the game is sponsored by Smash Burger, the new way to burger. For more Game Time high school football coverage, check out YurView.com.
50 years ago, President Johnson signed a bill that continues to impact our lives to this day.
The signing of the Colorado River Basin Project Act was the result of tenacious Arizonans. They had a steadfast vision that water security and stability were critical to ensuring Arizona's future. The result is what we know today as the Central Arizona Project.
Through 336 miles of aqueduct and pipelines, CAP provides water to 80% of the state's population, only made possible by a hard-fought battle in Washington 50 years ago.
In Arizona, this act led to one of the world's great engineering marvels. You can even see it from outer space. That's quite an accomplishment. We are watching history made every day, and we are making history ourselves, and that's really something to celebrate.
Here's to the leaders who drafted and fought for the act, the president who signed it into a law, and Central Arizona Project, who keeps the water flowing.
Coming back to school is a big decision, but at AAI, we're with you every step of the way.
We offer career-focused education, and we work with you from the day you enroll through graduation
To help you reach the ultimate goal of moving into the career you deserve.
Don't be afraid to try something new, to try something different. You will set an example for your family, for your children. It's never too late to start a new career.
Check us out at aai.edu.
Or call now and come visit our campus.
You're watching Game Time on YurView. For more in-depth coverage of the top players around, recruiting updates, behind-the-scenes access, and more, check out YurView.com.
And welcome back, everybody. Centennial High School, and it was the Centennial Coyotes getting the victory over the Bishop Gorman Gaels by a score of 13-7. And here's tonight's Smash Burger player of the game. Smash Burger, the new way to burger. I don't think there's any question on who that player is. And it's the senior running back for Centennial, Tawi Walker.
What a game. Kind of a homecoming, but they had to come to him. See him running physical, just great balance, hips low to the ground. That's the play right there that just jumped out to my mind. You see the patience, then the explosion, the vision, the strength right here to keep your feet. Still explode into the end zone. even defensively knocking a pass down all over the football field. Centennial in the second half, 169 rushing yards against this Bishop Gorman defense.
And we see Tawi Walker right there. It's got to feel good for him, man. He transferred in from Mojave High School in North Las Vegas. Didn't get a chance to play against Bishop Gorman when he was there because they were in different classes. Finally transfers here to Centennial and able to get the victory over the Gaels. And we now go down to the field, and we are joined by Centennial head coach Richard Taylor. Coach, first off, congratulations on the victory, and your thoughts on how you guys were able to pull this off here tonight.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Take a deep breath.
Yeah. Our kids played really hard. So did Gorman's kids, and we were very fortunate to come out with a victory.
Coach, first half seemed to throw the ball quite a bit. Second half, I'm screaming at you, I don't know if you heard me, to start running the football. You ran for 170 yards in the second half. Was there a mindset change, or that's just the way it worked out?
Well, I heard you screaming, so I figured I'm not going to argue with you. So we started running the ball.
It was fun to watch. Obviously, two quality football teams. Tell me about the emotional aspect of it. How do you deal with some of the flags after the penalty, after the play is blown dead?
Of course, we don't like that. That's giving away free yards. Plus, it shows, lack of control. And they just have to know that they can't hurt their team in that way. And we will improve on that.
Defensively, Coach, you guys did a fantastic job all night long. Didn't allow them to score until they're at the very end of the game. What was working for you on that side of the ball?
Well, I think Andrew Taylor did a really good job preparing for them. We had stunts and blitzes that we hadn't shown all year. And the kids executed and played really hard, and I was disappointed for them that they didn't get the shutout there at the end.
So one last question before we let you go. I know you want to go celebrate with your team. Number 7 for you, Mr. Walker. Obviously a big game for him, transferring down from Nevada. Just talk about his performance this evening.
He played, gutsy on both sides of the ball. And this game was really important to him because there were several kids on that team he knew. And he wanted to perform well. His parents were here to see him play. And I was very happy for him that he was real successful tonight.
Coach Taylor, congratulations on another big win against another big-time national program. Go enjoy it with your team.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Centennial
head coach Richard Taylor. Last year it was against St. Thomas Aquinas, who was the number 3 team in the country from Fort Lauderdale. Comes in, take care of business, and tonight it's against Bishop Gorman.
Well, and I was down in the field beforehand. Last year, I remember when St. Thomas Aquinas came out in the field, I remember looking around and going, oh no, Centennial's in trouble. And they fought them tooth and nail and found a way to win the game. Tonight, I think they were just the better team. And this is another state championship contender that you just know is going to be there when all the chips are down.
Let's now take a look at the final stats from this game. Dominated by the defenses, and all the scoring came in the second half.
Well, you see the rushing yards for the Coyotes, 195 yards in the game, 169 of those in the second half. Finally converted a couple third downs, got some first downs, and then probably biggest thing is right there, Bishop Gorman turning the ball over 3 times in the ball game.
Well, we are back on Game Time next week with another outstanding matchup for you. Returning All-State running back Jake Smith, who has committed to the University of Texas, leads his Notre Dame Prep Saints as they host the Apollo Hawks, who boast an outstanding running back of their own in Ali Mohammed. Coming to you live from the beautiful Notre Dame Prep Stadium. Tune in at 7 p.m. for all of the action. Game Time on YurView. It is back. Well, then I'll do it for us here tonight at Centennial High School. My partner Dale Hellstray, Beth Pockman, Jared Dommins, Peyton Wigness, Pete Gordon, and all the talented crew on the broadcast tonight. A special mention of Tom Kioski. We know he's battling some health issues, and he's been a stalwart on our high school football broadcasts since the beginning. So, Tom, we wish you well. And hopefully you're healthy and back out here on the cameras sometime soon. Centennial gets the victory over Bishop Gorman 13-7. You've been watching Game Time on YurView Arizona.